Hi, my name's Martin Hale. I'm the CEO of IT Masters and I'm also an adjunct senior lecturer at Sturt University. I'd like to talk to you in this info session about a unique new qualification from Sturt University, the Graduate Certificate in Industry Computing. What makes it particularly unique is that the flexibility. It has incredible. I've never seen a university qualification with quite this amount of flexibility in. And what that allows you to do is study only what you want to learn. The way it works is you get two very large pool of elective subjects. In fact, it's the full pool of subjects that are available, but there's no requirement that you have to do core or pick certain subjects. So it allows you to pick and choose from these two very large pools with no restrictions and pick what you want to learn. One of the big advantages of that is it really would help you if you haven't studied for some time and ease back into study. But the way it would do that is that it gives you the freedom to really pick some subjects that you're comfortable with. It may be something that you're absolutely very interested in, or something that you've got a strong background or both in. So that really takes some pressure off you when you start your studying, because you're dealing with something you're reasonably comfortable with, and you can work your way through it pretty easy and gradually get your way back into study. As with all graduate certificates, it's only 4 subjects in duration, so it's only 8 months. It also allows you to earn full credit into your master's degree, almost like it is like doing 2 qualifications at once. The way you do that is, providing you pick the subjects from the masters that you might be interested in the future, make sure they're in that masters, you would pick up a full 4 subjects of credit, which would mean you've only got another 8 subjects to go. Quite unusual. It allows you to actually cut the cost, because once you've completed the graduate certificate, you're an alumni, you get a discount for the rest of your master's degree, and achieve 2 qualifications in once. You would have the graduate certificate and eventually the masters on your qualification, on your resume, and that would be achieved with no additional study. Let's have a look at how it is structured. Again, as I said, one of the most flexible qualification I've ever seen from university. The way it works is you can pick any 2 university subjects from a very large pool. It's actually the entire pool of subjects that we offer across all of the master degrees that we work with Sturt University on, and you then pick another 2 from another very large pool of industry certification subjects. This is one of the things that makes these qualifications unique. In all of the graduate certificates and masters, half of the content is what we call industry based. It's delivered by industry based lecturers who are working in the industry at day, and they deliver their content at night. A lot of them are alumni, so we call those industry based or industry certification based subjects. And you study for 3 semesters, which we call sessions per year. So if you studied at the recommended part-time load, which is 2 subjects per session, you'd complete it in 8 months. Let's have a look at some examples of how you might put together your graduate certificate. I was going to list the entire pool of electives, but there's so many of them, it'd get quite confusing, and we'd have an awful lot of text. So what I did was picked out some possible examples of what you might select in different areas. There's an example in cybersecurity. So you see they're all security subjects, and that wouldn't be difficult because we've got a very big pool. One of our strongest areas is cybersecurity. So there's a very big pool to pick from, but you'd pick 2 industry-based, which is the first 2 there. So again, these are delivered by industry-based lecturers normally, and these definitely are focused on also preparing you for industry certification. For instance, IT 513 there, forensic investigation, set you up for the EC Council forensic investigation certification, certified forensic investigator, I think it's called. And then you've got your 2 university-based subjects, what we call the more holistic. They'll stretch you in all sorts of ways and really teach you to think outside the box. So they're your 2 university subjects, or the one I selected. But you can see there's some other examples: networking, project management, mobile, even If you want to cross to the dark side, you might be looking at management. That would be the senior management stuff. Those subjects there normally would assume you've had some management background, but we've also got a management one that looks at people who are just moving into supervision. And the final one, cloud and virtualization. We don't have a master's currently on cloud, but would you believe we're currently working furiously on it, and at the end of 2016 we'll be announcing the new masters there. So, but even before then, you could pick those subjects up and then flow into that masters if you don't want to wait. Or you might be just totally eclectic and you might just pick and choose some unusual combinations. And you know, the mixed example there: security, internet working, service manager, NITIL type stuff, and God help us, managerial finance as well. So that is a very unusual mix, but that's fine. You can pick those. A word of caution there, though: if you want to flow on into your masters, or you want to come back and do your masters sometime in the future, you wouldn't find a masters that has got all 4 of those subjects. So you're going to lose some credit. You can certainly find one that's got 3 or 2 at least, but you're going to lose some. So this is this business. So it's maybe think ahead. If you are thinking of doing your masters sometime in the future, try to pick out which one and make sure you maximize your credit. Or if you're not that worried about that, this is a great way to try different disciplines. So there's a good example. Is just try across the different ones and see, and maybe it'll help you decide which area you want to specialize in when you roll into your masters. It's actually, there's one, I'm just thinking there, the Master of Management IT, you would pick up most of those, if not all of them. So that's an exception there. That's got a lot of elective specializations in it. So, and certainly the mixed example too, the Master of Management IT has got all of those subjects available in it. So you actually could do it if you're thinking of going into that particular masters. It's certainly almost all subjects are offered in under the specialization, so it should be possible. So how does that work? Well, you do your graduate certificate in industry computing. That's only 4 subjects, 8 months. And at the end of that, you make a decision. You can either graduate and take your graduate certificate, come back sometime in the future, we hope, to do your rest of your masters, or you can flow into your masters. And that used to require a full application, but we've managed to have a bit of a win there, and it's just a transfer now. So just a single requirement for you to transfer from your graduate certificate into your master degree. 4 subjects, you've got 8 more to finish your master's degree. Recommended duration for that, for part-time professionals who are working full-time and studying part-time, which is everyone in these masters is doing, is 2 years, but realistically 2, and you need to allow, say, 2.5, because that's the average. We've heard people finish a lot quicker than that, but realistically you're going to have times when you need to take leave or take a break. Something happens at work, you need to take a break from study. University's very, very flexible with that. Just got to advise them, send them an email saying, look, I need to take a break here. I'll be back maybe next session, and keep them informed on how you're going with that. So the way you would get then cut, it actually cuts the cost. In fact, even if you're just going to do a master's, it probably makes sense to do it this way, because you're alumni after you've completed your graduate certificate. You get, as all alumni at Charles Sturt, you get a 10% discount on the rest of your study. So there is a saving. So summing up, the graduate certificate in industry computing allows you, providing you pick the right subjects or the right masters, to earn full credit into your master's degree. Because it's so flexible, it allows you really to build your own university qualification. You saw some of the mixed examples there, where you can really have quite a mix in virtually, well, it is unrestricted mix in how you build your qualification. Critical this, study only what you want to learn. It makes such a difference, I can assure you. I went back and did my master's. I started with finance and I nearly pulled out because it's not a good area for me and not a strong area. If I'd started with something that I really enjoyed or had a good background in, it would have been a lot better way to start. So I absolutely have a think about that. You've got this huge pool to pick from, and pick something that really interests you. And if you've got a bit of a background, the other part, you can start with a distinction or high distinction. You should be able to, and that will give you a great kick along in your studies, a great motivator. So we saw it, you can cut some of the cost of your master's degree, and you get a 2-for-1 deal here. You get 2 qualifications on your resume. And you think about that as a graduate certificate in industry computing, and then you've got something like the MBA computing or Master of IS security. So it's 2 obviously discrete qualifications, which it all helps. You get it on your resume. Okay, so if you're interested in when can you start, we have 3 study sessions a year, so you can start at the beginning of any of those study sessions. That's when you actually start studying. You're pretty flexible about taking late applications these days, but a word of warning there, if you get it in earlier, we get everything organised, your credit and everything like that, and get yourself well set up and your materials to you on time. So please don't do what everyone seems to do in IT, is leave it to the very last minute. Yeah, get yourself in, get in settled, and we can do a much better job of supporting you if you do that, but it is possible. If you're out there and it is approaching any of those dates and you're interested in the next intake, I suggest the first thing you do is quickly send an email off to IT Masters, say, can someone help me with my application form? Because what they can do then is we can set up a phone with you and actually walk you through the application form, because it needs to get in quickly. Or hey, people actually ring on phones still, so don't hesitate. Ring us on 1300 885 685, and that's what they're there. They're actually there to help you with your application. I realise you're not a full-time academic. Some of it can be a little confusing when you're trying to get started with studying. So that's what we're here to do, IT Masters particularly, and Charles Sturt University, is to help you with your application and get you set up for your studies in the future. Okay, well, I hope to see you, maybe doing a graduate certificate or master's in the future, but even if not, good luck in the future with your studies and your professional development. Thanks very much.